are you doing?
I'm very well.
So my question for you first is, do you hate me?
Why? Could you drag me to Spain? From my comfort house, working on my van.
Dragging you to Spain. I don't know if that's like a bad thing,
No,
but
it's not really
definitely like Jermaine, you, Victoria, Prince, right? Jermaine, you, Victoria, Prince. Get a phone call from me. What you doing? And able to come to Spain for a month and do this. And so you're like, think, okay, that's cool. And then you get here, you're like, Coralyn, I'm not allowed to leave the house. There's no hot water. Fuck you, bitch. So everybody's sick. We're in a geriatric ward, we called it, right?
I feel like I'm the one in the geriatric because I'm the geriatric.
It is interesting though. What I was telling Jermaine earlier, honestly, we're gonna laugh about this later. You know what I mean?
When it's over, you always do.
When it's over, you're gonna laugh and be like, Coralyn and Marcus were in the geriatric ward. Cindy was in the paraplegic ward because she only had one arm. We had the people that they were sick. They put them in the quarantine, right? The COVID ward. We had people that had skin rashes. They're not allowed to get anybody.
Yeah, then you got the burns unit or whatever.
Right? It's fucking crazy. Oh my god, it is crazy.
Crazy.
Okay, was this your first time working with Jennifer?
Yeah.
And she said a little bit of a plan going in, but nothing of craziness. Just like
no, I did a strip for her.
She told you that. I want you to dance for me. Turns me on. Right? Okay.
And then, to kind of get the warm.
Did you guys have music?
Yes, I had music that I owned the rights to, so I sent them the licenses for the 2 songs we used.
There you go, smart man.
So that I can't stand dancing about music. It just feels fucking weird. I can't get into it.
I know that.
So I did that, and then we moved on to the bed, and bit of foreplay.
Okay.
Then went into some positions, and then she jumped off onto the chair, kind of did a little show.
So she said, she kind of reversed the roles, and she did a dance for you, but in a different way.
Without contact, just like a tease.
Okay.
And then got back on the bed, and then we moved it on to a little bit more sex, and then the pop.
And then you got, okay,
so standing over a pop,
Oh, okay. So let me ask you this. We all love Jennifer. She's fucking wild and crazy. And you've worked with everybody from, you've worked with all different types of people. Is she still a handful? Like Victoria's a handful? Is she still a handful? Or when you compare in your experience, is she just funny?
I think you'll find that people that seem a handful are not a handful if they're... For instance, I'll give you an instance.
Okay.
Everyone always warned me about Jessie Jane.
Okay.
If you work with Jessie Jane, you're going to have to control her. She's going to move around. You're going to have to pin her down. She's going to escape from you. She fights out of the position. Not because she doesn't like it, because that's just her. She's a wriggler.
Okay.
She was a wriggler. I never had a problem with that.
Okay,
I locked her into a position she couldn't move. We were great. Never had an issue. It was always a great scene. Okay. And I feel the same with Jennifer. Once I got her
focused in
that position and where we was, we didn't have to detract from what we was doing. Everything was just smooth.
Do you think she's one of the more stronger? When I say stronger, I don't mean physically stronger. I mean mentally. She's a very strong woman.
She's a character into herself.
We love her. She's very this is who I am. You like me or you don't like me.
Because
she's
she's
not a bitch.
A dancer. That's all the strippers that I used to work with when I run the strip clubs. She's already kind of a long way down that line. Even though it's porn, it doesn't. There's not a lot of difference between being a hardcore stripper that's done it for years and being a porn star. I mean, there's a difference, but it's an easy transition.
Yeah, and I think if you own, like I was,
because if you're a stripper, you're probably quite sexual. If you're quite sexual, you've probably got some experience. Porn is just now with a camera.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're already a showman anyway because you're a stripper. So it parlays together.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it that we've got some people in the house that are new, some people, but I look at it when you take the experience that she's got, the experience that you've got, and you put you guys together.
And it's the same with Mary at the end of the day. It's you. She said it to me. I said it to her. You can really tell when you're working with someone that's been around the block.
Exactly. And Eric too. I mean,
and I prefer that. I always done. I used to get girls for their first scenes, and I was like, listen, I ain't here to teach no one. I can do it, but I don't like it.
Yeah,
it's not fun for me.
The opposite. It's very difficult when it's like me teaching a guy his first.
I can't even imagine.
I've had a couple, and they're young guys too. So you've got young ones because you're not MILF and stuff. So but it is tough. It is tough, and and again, like we tell everybody, it's very difficult being live here, where you can't.
Do you know what?
It's not like being on the adult seat.
It is such
a different thing. That
I'm trying to analyze it in my head while I'm doing it, and I don't know what it is, but when I'm doing a scene, I forget the world around me. I literally forget where I am. I feel like I'm on a cloud and I don't see anyone around me, and I just suddenly the scene's over. Here, I'm aware of everything.
You are.
I'm watching the clock. I'm just. It's so
interesting.
I don't understand it, to be honest. Why it doesn't have the same feeling that I enjoy. It's a whole
weird.
different. It feels much more work
Here.
for me here than going doing a porn scene.
And
porn
I don't have the
to,
comparison because I haven't done this, but I've done.
No, porn scenes to me are, well, they used to be. I'm not saying they are now, but they used to be fun. I couldn't, to a degree, I looked forward to them. To a degree, not always, but I look forward to them.
Yeah.
Here, I'll be honest, every time I go down there, it's like, here we go.
Yeah.
It's like I have to really get myself
prepared.
Fucking
mentally.
prepared. Yeah.
Actually, that's a good thing for us to kind of let the producers know and everything for this is that, and the people that are watching this and thinking they want to, participate in the next one is that everything is a trial and error and everything needs changes. And already, when you came in, when you and I went down there and we tried to make it, it's difficult. We're trying to make it sexy and in a nice environment, an essential environment, but we also understand that this is a competition where you're stepping into, everybody calls it the arena. And you're competing, but yet you also need it to be that it's in a good environment for you to feel sexy.
Sure.
So we have to get the two
it is
combinations
difficult.
without making it a porn
Yes,
scene.
yes.
Like,
it is
very,
difficult.
very difficult.
As I said, 20 years in the business, I've never done anything even slightly like this. Whether it be, 50 college kids around me watching a college scene and they're cheering and screaming and throwing beer on me. That was one thing. That's very difficult because you're totally distracted. But this is in that same spectrum, but without the people.
Yeah, maybe it's without the people, because my turn on is to be watched. I'm an exhibitionist. So being at a swingers event is a turn on.
Yeah,
Here,
I think really what it is, when I'm working with a big trip, with a decent crew, with a big camera or big cameras, and I know what they're looking for. I know exactly what they're going to shoot.
Correct.
I know exactly what they're physically catching on that camera. And here I don't have to think about that. So me being a showman to give the producer, the director, what he wants, that goes out of my mind. So now I'm kind of a bit of a loss.
That's true.
So it's now me and her, but the problem is it's a big space. It's all open.
Yeah.
It's not a set, so to speak.
Right.
And it just feels clinical and
it's
very nerve-wracking, honestly.
I just thought about it. It's like when we go into a scene, most of the time, I don't think I do so much anymore, we have our pretty girls, right?
Yeah,
and then after our pretty girls, we would do our photo shoots where we would do the positions,
Bit of dialogue,
so you kind of knew, okay, this is what you're doing, this is who you're shooting for, this is what the company likes, right?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Now here, you're going in and there's like no real direction of what's going to happen
you know
next.
what your parameters are supposed to be. You know what you're told to do and what you're trying to show off and what you're trying to show the judge, whatever.
Right? Yeah.
But and sometimes that goes out the window just because sex you sometimes detract from it.
A lot of people have said that
very
it's gone
difficult.
out the window.
It's very difficult. You start it in good intentions and then it goes slightly to the left,
which is okay,
right? But it really is. I mean, it's
good for them to hear from someone of your experience,
It's difficult to the point where I'm looking at it and thinking, can I actually make the next couple of weeks? I literally am looking at myself, can I do this? I don't know if I can.
It's hard.
Every day I have to question myself, can I continue?
Can I keep going? And that's the whole thing, we're trying to portray to people. And it's the same.
Tough.
Like for me coming in, I saw the ad and said, no ways, I don't want to compete. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I decided to be the host of the show and stuff like that and do what I love to do, which is interviews and media. Yeah. And then part of me was like, maybe I should have competed. But now that I'm here watching you guys, I'm going, I don't know. Fuck, I don't think I could have done it. As much as I'm an exhibitionist, as much as I like sex, I just don't.
I don't know because
it's very hard.
Even if I was allowed to go out into Marbella and have dinner and then go to my apartment and come back, I don't know if I'd want to come back and perform the next day and go back and come back from the next day because I don't know if it's the staying in the house and the to a degree the monotony and the consistent of what you're doing every day is almost the same because you can't go anywhere. Or the performance that is almost monotonous and the same with the same individuals basically on and off.
Well,
I don't know if it's that or it's just the clinical type of sex that we're trying to perform because it feels clinical to me regardless and I don't know why. But I've been out for a few years, so I think maybe I've changed.
No. You just brought up a good point that I think that hopefully they'll listen to is that, and I was telling them I didn't think that maybe putting this as having this being a live show was the best option because you have to, if you're looking at it this way, these are athletes that don't need to be up partying till 3:00 in the morning and being on site. Okay, so if you look at this as athletes that have the opportunity to stay at the college dorms and the dorms, okay, or go to their apartment nearby, shower, change, get away from the environment, get their mindset ready, and come back in to compete in the discipline that they're competing in. And that might be the better way to do this.
Or the other side of the coin is, if someone is up at, and I know it's not early by any means, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's not. But if you're 1, 2, and 3 in the afternoon, you go to bed at fucking 11 o'clock.
You have the opportunity.
You can have an early night.
Yeah.
You get all day. You can relax. Blah blah blah. Those that are getting in later on, they can stay up and do whatever, party, whatever. So that they get a full time, because let's face it, if they stay up till 2, chances are they're going to unwind after 2, which means they're not going to go to bed till 2, maybe 3, even 4.
It's usually 3 around this house.
So let's say they sleep by 4.
5, 6,
They'll
7,
probably
8,
get
9,
up
10,
by
11.
10.
Yep, 6
That's
hours.
6 hours. Now, don't get me wrong, 6 hours is good. They're probably not going to sleep that well because they sleep next to other people. Blah blah blah. So you are going to deplete over a course of days to the point where you're either going to get sick or you're just going to get totally exhausted, and your performance is going to be a problem.
Exactly. So we have that issue, along with the fact that people aren't sleeping, and all of that. And I think that also they don't have a day off. We have not told you guys that they don't have a day off. So you've got 30 days straight. Hard work.
I'm actually, and I wouldn't ever say I'm ever speechless, but I am when I consider it. I'm speechless with the way this is and how tough. And it sounds tough. Oh my God, you get to fuck every day if you want, and you sit around doing fuck all day.
They
Well,
say
do you know
that,
what?
yeah.
It's difficult to sit around doing fuck all. I've been used to getting shit done, and sitting around I feel like I'm wasting my life away. It feels very strange.
Yes, it is strange, and it's the fact that you can't be on your social media, so you can't be doing that. You can't be reading it. You can't be typing.
Well, I mean, I am doing whatever I can because I am going to keep up my social media.
Right.
I am going to promote that I'm here to a degree, and I am going to do those things. I'm not someone that follows rules as a
to the
stickler.
extent. But there's other things that you do at home. Like for me, I would love to be writing my book or stuff like that.
Do stuff,
so you're definitely stuck to a program, stuck to a schedule. But this is the feedback that we give them, when we do the interview, so that they can hopefully take that and turn it around and make some changes.
Try and, I guess basically fine tune it.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
Thank you, babies.
Thank you.
Thank you for still being my friend and trusting me.